Today on Max Handy Gadgets, we're making an all-time classic hot roast beef sub sandwich with peppers and onions. So let's get started. Alright, to make our delicious all-time classic hot roast beef sub sandwich with peppers and onions, we have a nice Sous vide roast beef here. It's a chuck roast. We did it the other day, and boy was that tender and juicy. So I'll put a link in the description for that if you want to watch that one. It was really good. And over here we have a nice sub roll that we're going to slice in half and lightly toast. And back here we have a half a cup of cheddar cheese and a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. And we have a nice large onion. We're probably going to use a quarter of that. And we got a green and red bell pepper. We're probably only going to use a quarter of each of those. And that's going to make it taste good. Alright, let's get some of this out of the way and we'll get started slicing up our peppers and onions. Beautiful roast beef right there. Really tender. Okay, let's slice up our onion. Let's take the bottom off here. And we went ahead and sharpened our knife with our Any Sharp knife sharpener, and it really turned out good. As you can see, it's really sharp. Really is sharp, and it's quick and easy to do. So let me see if we can peel this. Get that outer layer off, you know. Sometimes they're tricky to peel. Okay, there you go. Let's put this aside and we'll work on that. We're probably only going to use maybe a quarter of this. So we'll go ahead and cut this in half. Put this aside. And we'll cut this in half again, and that's all we need right there. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to chop this up. About like that. And we'll go ahead and cut them in half again. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, we'll go ahead and put those in a bowl. Alright, let's put these aside for a minute. And we'll bring in our green bell pepper. Now you can remove the stems. Just go around inside there like this. That way you don't waste any of your green pepper, because they're kind of expensive today. So there you go. And we'll go ahead and slice this in half. And we're probably going to use a quarter of that. So we'll put this aside and we'll slice this up. Now you can slice it up kind of thinly, but make sure it's in like strips. And then you can cut them maybe into thirds here. Like that. Right? And we'll do the same to our red bell pepper. Boy, that's a pretty one. And go around there. Just take your time. And you can hollow them out pretty easily if you wanted to make stuffed peppers this way too. And there you go. And there's the seeds. You probably can save the seeds and dry them out and plant them in your garden, right? Okay, let's cut that in half. And if you see any extra seeds, just dump them out. Just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and cut that in half again, and we'll use this for our sandwich. We'll go ahead and slice that up. Boy, that knife is sharp, guys. Alright. Cut it in thirds. Alright, there you go. Put them in our bowl. Alright. There's our red and green bell peppers and onions all sliced up nice. Alright, let's put these aside. And while we're slicing stuff up, let's cut our roll in half. Let's see if I can get in the center this time. Sometimes I don't get in the center. Alright, there you go. Now you can cut it all the way in half. I choose to kind of like leave it together. But it looks good. That's about a 10-inch roll there. Okay, now we're going to lightly toast this. And then we'll go ahead and build our sandwich on it. That's going to make it taste good. This Italian sub roll. Okay, let's put this aside. Okay, now it's time to slice up our beautiful roast beef. Look at that. Now we're not going to use all this because it's about 2 pounds. So, or even a little more. But we're going to go ahead and slice off 1 pound and then we'll use it on our sandwich. So let's do it. Okay, let's take our sharp knife here and we'll try to slice it as thin as we can. Okay, look at that, guys. Boy, is that really nice and tender. And if you have a slicer, go ahead and use a slicer because you can make them really thin that way. These are a little bit thick, but they're going to turn out good. Just try to slice them as thin as you can. And you'll be good to go. Let me see if I can show you just how nice and pink they are still. Boy, that was a good sous vide chuck roast we did the other day. Let me show you. Look at that, guys. Can you see it? How beautifully pink that is. And boy, is it still really tender. I mean, I can just pull that apart. And I think I might have a taste. Nah, I'm going to wait for the sandwich. Okay, that should be enough right there on the sandwich. So we'll go ahead and take this away and we'll use it for something else. Look at that, guys. Boy, that was really tasty when we had it for dinner the other night. Wow. Alright guys, there's our roast beef all sliced up nice for our beautiful sandwich. Now let's get started cooking. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, and today we're using a non-stick skillet. And we're going to set our burner to medium-high. And we're going to use a little peanut oil. Now it's a high smoke point oil. Put some of that in there. Okay, our pan's nice and hot. Now we're going to take all our nice vegetables and we're going to put them right in there. Okay, let's give them a quick stir. Now we want to cook these until they're tender and the onions become a little translucent, right? They're starting to look good. The onions are starting to turn translucent. And the peppers are just starting to soften good. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to add about a teaspoon of butter. And about a teaspoon of minced garlic. Put that in there. Okay, let's stir that up a little bit. Get them flavors going. Boy, does that smell good, guys. Okay. Well, we don't want to burn our garlic and butter, so we're going to lower our burner temperature to medium-low. Let's get this in the middle. Kind of make it the size of our roll, you know. Then we're going to take a little of our cheddar cheese and we're going to put some of that on there. Alright, and a little bit of our mozzarella cheese. Put that on. Now what this is going to do, guys, is going to help glue everything together, right? Now we're going to take our roast beef. Look at that. Isn't that really nice? Really a nice roast beef. Beautiful. Can you see it? Let me spin it so you can see better. Okay. And we're going to put that right in there. Just like that. And I know it looks like a lot of roast beef for one sandwich, and it is. But we're going to, warm it up because it's already been pre-cooked. So we're just looking to warm it up. So we'll go ahead and put some over this side. And you can cut these into little chunks if you want, but they're already falling apart, so you can just go ahead and warm them up in the pan here. Really, really smells good, guys. This roast beef was really delicious the other night. Really good. Okay, this one's already warmed up, so we're going to put him right on top of there, just like that. And we'll warm up another one down here. Don't take long, because that pan's still pretty hot. And we're going to put him right on there, just like that. See that? Really nice and tender these are, guys, so we don't want to overcook them. So let's try to get another one right up in here. Okay. Now at this point I like to add just a little bit of salt to everything and a little bit of pepper. Some extra garlic powder to taste. Now all these seasonings are to taste, guys. And a little bit of onion powder. Yeah, that makes it taste good. Okay. And because we like our smoked paprika, we're putting some of that on there to get that smoky flavor going. Now we're going to add a little more cheese on top. And a little more of our mozzarella cheese. That was our cheddar cheese. And our mozzarella cheese. Boy, that's going to be good, guys. Okay, let's get this piece up there. Put that right up there. Right on top of there, just like that. And this piece over here. And let's get this bottom piece here. That one right there. Put that right there. Put this over. Look at that, guys. That's really beautiful. Okay. And we're going to add a little more of our cheddar cheese. Yep. Put that on there. A little more of our mozzarella cheese. And we're going to take our nice roast beef with that butter and garlic. Oh yeah, that's going to taste really, really good. Okay, this is the last piece, guys. Look at that sandwich. Let's see if we can get them all in there and put that like in the middle a little better. Okay. Now we're going to take the rest of our cheddar and mozzarella cheese and we're just going to sprinkle that on there. Just like that. There you go, guys. That's all of it. Okay, let's get that in the middle a little better. Because it's starting to spread out a little. Flatten our cheese down a little. Okay. And we're going to take our nice universal lid and we're going to put that right on there. It's a nice lid. It keeps everything nice and hot. It's got a little vent hole, so it works out good. Now we're going to let that go until our cheese is nicely melted and everything is nice and gooey. Alright guys, let's see how we're doing with our cheese. Wow, look at that, guys. Okay, that looks absolutely beautiful. Let's shut off our burner and get ready to put that on our nice lightly toasted sub roll. And that's going to taste good. I can't wait to have a bite of that on that roll. But first, Let's tidy this up a little. So it actually might fit on the roll. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright guys, let's put that on a sub roll and see how it tastes. Okay guys, here's our nice lightly toasted sub roll. Now we're going to try to get this on top of there. Now I went ahead and tidied it up good, so it may fit on the sub roll. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can skid that out there on that roll. There we go. Wow, that's a lot, guys. That's a big one. Yep, I think we got him. Look at that. That's huge. Looks like we lost a pepper or two. Let's put him up here. Okay. Alright guys, there you have it. Look at that. Now let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt on top, not much. And a little bit of pepper, because we like our pepper. Especially on roast beef. And I like to put a little parsley flakes on there, just to make it look pretty, plus they taste good. Alright guys, now's the time. Let's see if we can fold this up. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay, I think we almost did it. Okay, look at that sandwich, guys. Let me see if I can turn it so you can see it. Look at that. Look at the size of that. That is a big one. I start off thinking small, and it ends up like this. Huge. Like it could feed 2 people, even 3 people, right? So, I can't wait to have a taste of this. This is going to really taste good. I just know it with the garlic butter and all those cheeses. And that beautiful roast beef that we sous vide the other day. And I'll make sure I put a link in the description for that, because that turned out beautiful. You're going to enjoy that one. Alright, let me go ahead and cut this in half and have a taste. Alright guys, let's pick this up and see if I can show you just how nice it is. Look at that classic hot roast beef sub sandwich with peppers and onions, and it's going to be beautiful. Now you could dip it in your dipping sauce, you know, your Sous, and I do have some, but I'm going to have a bite and then dip it in because I want to taste it without it first. So let's do it. Let's have a bite. Okay, that is just awesome. That roast beef is so tender and juicy. You don't even need the Sous, right? But I'm going to have some anyway. So let me put this down and let me get the Sous, you know, the dipping sauce. Alright. Look at that, guys. Can you see it? That's just beautiful looking. And it tastes wonderful. Alright, guys. Here's our beef gravy or beef juice or Sous, whatever you have. This happens to be like a beef juice. And boy, is it going to be tasty. And it's hot yet, so let's just go ahead and put it here and we'll dip in there and we'll have a little bite. Okay, let's have a bite. See the juice? Alright. Oh wow, guys. This is really, really tasty. And you're going to need a bib because it's really juicy. And stuff's falling out, but it is tasty. You're going to love this. Alright guys, there you have it. A delicious, all-time classic hot roast beef sub sandwich with peppers and onions. And a delicious Sous dipping sauce. Boy, you can't beat that right there. That really tastes good. And you're going to need a bib, like I said before, because it's juicy and tasty with all those different cheeses and everything in there. Beautiful sandwich right there. And it definitely will feed 2 people. Alright guys, you know what to go good with this, since I'm having this for a delicious afternoon lunch. You probably guessed this one. A nice cold wobble pop with this one would be good. Doesn't that sound good? It really does. Alright guys, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Delicious all-time classic hot roast beef sandwich with peppers and onions. That's what's for lunch today. And that does sound good. Yep. I just gotta have another little bite, you know. Here we go. Look at that, guys. Look at the cheese in there, too. Is that good? You know what? I hear a door knock. I bet you they smelled me cooking this and they're coming over to visit. Okay, I might have to make another one. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.